Welcome into Busch Stadium in downtown St. Louis. MLB The Show with a good one coming at you. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the St. Louis Cardinals.
And now, please welcome.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this.
St. Louis Cardinals.
And now here's the starter for St. Louis, Michael McGreevy. And Singy, it's unique these days, but he's more of a pitch-to-contact type of guy.
Yeah, Boogie, he doesn't rely too heavily on the strikeout. He knows he needs to miss barrels, get some soft contact, let the defense do work behind him. And I think a guy like that can keep a good tempo, don't give hitters time to adjust or think. They can move through a ball game, and you look up, they're in line for a quality start. We'll see what he's got in this one.
And we're underway. Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. Carrying well. Out of here. Into the visitors' bullpen. The first batter of the game leaves the yard. The Dodgers strike first. It's 1-0.
You can't ask for a better start than hitting a home run in your first at bat to give your team the lead. Well, we see this so much more today. Lineups with pop in the leadoff spot, and it really puts the pitcher in a tough spot out there where he has to execute right away. You can't just get over a couple of strikes to settle in, get comfortable, because at the plate, that guy's looking to do exactly what he just did. Start the game off with a huge bang.
Hauls it in, one away. Time now for Dave Roberts' lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're facing a guy today who is a strike thrower. Doesn't issue a lot of walks, so they're going to have to work hard to generate base runners.
And when you've got a strike thrower like this guy on the mound, you can't be overly patient as a hitter because the umpire is generally going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So you got to go up there, understand what's in his repertoire, be aggressive in what you can handle. And you get 3 swings, why not take all 3 of them? With his control and command, he's going to be in the strike zone. Part of the order coming through now, and with 1 home run already in this inning, they're definitely looking to do some more damage.
Good job to fight that one off. The 1-2. Now he breaks his bat. Fires to first in time.
Got to feel pretty good for the pitcher. Absolutely sawed him off. Bat explodes. And then he makes an easy play on it. Pretty satisfying if you're out there on the ball.
So here's Kyle Tucker now. Hey! Two down, nobody on. That one finds the zone. 0-2.
I understand you want to try to gauge that guy's fastball, but you also have to be aggressive and ready to hit in your zone. Now you're in a tough spot.
Ripped to third, but handled, and that'll end the inning. Dodgers claw back a bit with this homer. It's now a 1-0 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back here in St. Louis, and on the hill for the Dodgers, Roki Sasaki. And Chris, he's a guy that gets better when things get tough.
Yeah, his batting average against is actually better when he's in a jam. So we'll see if he continues to dance his way out of danger.
Digging in, J.J. Weatherhold.
Hey!
The 0-2. Slice the other way. That's a base hit. And the tying run is on base.
I'd say a mistake pitch in an 0-2 count. Too good of a pitch to hit right there. You have to expand the zone. Keep that leadoff man off first base.
That's a ball.
Weatherholt on at first, nobody out. Fastball for a strike. The 1-1 is fouled off. Swings and misses, and that's the first out.
Batting third, first base.
Now we take a check of the St. Louis Cardinals lineup. Finding themselves down a run early, they'd like to punch back here with a run of their own.
Absolutely, Boog, but I don't expect them to change their approach because of that run. They still want to put together strong at-bats. Be patient out there and get a feel for this starting pitcher.
Stepping in, Alec Burleson.
That's a ball.
Man at first, one away. That one fouled off. This one in the air, center field. He's got it.
Batting fourth, right fielder, Jordan Walker.
Now up the Cardinals' number 4 hitter, Jordan Walker.
Ball one.
And a big swing and a miss. Fights it off. He'll see another. 1-2 here. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. The Cards leave one, still behind by a count of 1-0. On now to the top half of inning number 2. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Max Muncy. Muncy hits a high fly ball, right field. That one carrying out of here. He wastes no time on this one, and they boost their lead. It's 2-0. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. Boog, I wasn't sure he hit that one as hard as he needed to get it out of here, but it had just enough behind it for the homer. What an attempt at the wall, though. He really gave a terrific effort to try and bring that one back.
Ripped to short, snagged on a bounce. Gets it to first, and that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer. Man, Chris, a jump throw like that is certainly worthy of the StatCast treatment. Let's see what the numbers have to say about it.
Yeah, these are some favorable numbers, Boog. This is the type of play that showcases his arm strength. I mean, he made it look easy, but I promise you, that's not a throw every shortstop can make, especially with that much behind it.
And up next for Los Angeles, Hesung Kim. Hard hit, left field, base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
Batting eighth, left fielder, Alex Carr.
On the ground, a second, might be two. Here's Wynn for one, and that's two. Solo shot for the Dodgers this inning. It's now a 2-0 ball game. Back here in St. Louis, here's Nolan Gorman.
Third baseman, Nolan Gorman.
And a foul ball. That cuts the corner. The 0-2. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Got him swinging.
Not the best location with the fastball on strike three, but when you're pumping high 90s, you'll get away with some of those. More margin for error. You know, the fastball has become such a huge strikeout pitch in the sport. And I think a lot of it has to do with all the attention and emphasis on improved spin rates. These fastballs are just exploding out of the pitcher's hands and jumping through the zone.
The 1-0. Swing and a foul out of play.
I want to start that load a little bit sooner because of the good velo.
Here's a 1-1. Got him swinging for the strikeout. And that's 4 strikeouts.
Came inside with that 2-strike fastball nicely and just bunched him up on the inside part of the plate. Couldn't get around on it and catch it out front. Many times if you do, it's a foul ball. And you know, a lot of pitchers, they really don't like working inside with 2 strikes because they do not want to hit that batter. And when they've got him up against the ropes, got to figure out a way to put him away. Did a nice job right there.
2 down, nobody on. Swing and a foul straight back. Foul ball there.
Ball, that's out.
And the 2-2. Swings through it for the K. And he strikes out the side here in the second. After 2, it's a 2-0 ball game. Back here at Busch Stadium, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Alex Freeland. Lifted in the air, out to left. Church takes it in for the out. 1 up, 1 down.
Up next for the Dodgers, the designated hitter, Shohei Otani.
Ball, that's outside.
Well struck, deep right field, way back and out of here. Another homer, his second home run of the game, and they tack one on the board. It's 3-0.
He's flexing his power with another home run, Boog. Not surprising when you've got that kind of pop, but always impressive going deep twice in the same game.
One down. And next for LA, Freddie Freeman. Now Freeman drives one deep to right. That one back there. And that's going to bang against the wall. In the air, right field. 2 down.
Up next for the Dodgers, right fielder Kyle Tucker.
Here's Kyle Tucker. He's 0 for 1. This is a guy that they are counting on to deliver, and early on this season, it's been a struggle. That one ripped, and that's got extra bases written all over it. Here comes Freddie around third. The relay throw. Safe. And they lead by 4.
Well done. Drives in the run. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Scott on the move. And that's the 3rd out. We move on to the bottom of inning number 3. It's the Dodgers 4 and the Cardinals nothing. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now the Cardinals catcher, Pedro Pajes. This one in the air, center field. Pajes has a beat on it. And there's one away.
Batting ninth, center fielder Victor Scott II.
This to center field. Pajes on the move. Snags it on the run. And there are 2 down.
Up next for the Cardinals.
Back to the leadoff spot in the St. Louis lineup. J.J. Weatherholt, the next to hit. 1 for 1. He led off the bottom of the 1st with a single. Check swing. He held up. Ball 1. Two down, nobody on. Foul ball still, a 1-2 count. Stays alive. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. The 1-2. Gets a piece and stays alive. The 1-2.
Yep, that ball went out.
And a foul ball. He stays alive. About to see the 11th pitch of the at-bat here. Got him looking. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout. Nothing doing there for St. Louis. They trail it here 4-0. as we go to the top of the fourth. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Will Smith. Foul ball.
You know, these Dodgers doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. It's tough to remember the times they've actually swung and missed at a pitch because it really hasn't happened. They've made contact on nearly 100% of their swings.
One down. Swing and a miss as that one was high.
Something I'm noticing in this one is that these hitters are aggressive early in the count. It makes you wonder if that was talked about in the hitters meeting before this game started.
That one gets down for a hit. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
Up next
Well,
for the
back in
Dodgers,
trouble, Boo,
left
and it's
fielder
just been like
Alex
this for him
Call.
most of the game. They've been all over him since his first pitch, and I think he's got a very short leash right now. Really needs to lock it down here.
So digging in, Alex Call. He's 0 for 1.
Runner, yes,
Here comes the pitch. There goes the runner from first. Yeah, that's fouled off.
Come on, let's get the ground ball.
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Lead runner touches second, headed for third. The throw in. He's in there.
Up next for the Dodgers, second baseman Alex Freeland.
Fouls one off out of play. Back to our left. The Dodgers trying to break this one open. Top half of inning number 4. And that one fouled off. Got him swinging for the K.
Up next for the Dodgers, the designated hitter Shohei Otani.
Here's Otani. He's got a couple homers already, so can he possibly do it again?
Come on, man. Of course he can. Those two he hit were legit, and he looks pretty locked in right now at the dig.
Two on, 2 outs.
Well, the good thing so far is that he hasn't issued any free passes. Unfortunately, they're making pretty good contact, so not getting the swings and misses and making that defense work behind him.
The 1-1. Cracks his bat and pops him up. And that is that. Dodgers strand a couple, but they're in front 4-0. Back here in St. Louis, so now here's the Cardinals designated hitter, Ivan Herrera. And first offering is fouled off.
You know, these Cardinals, to put it bluntly, need to put together more competitive at-bats, and I don't think they've lived up to their own expectations at the plate. They've gone down on strikes at a high rate today, so it's probably time to simplify the approach and just find ways to put the ball in play.
Out towards right center field. It gets down a base hit. And they have their first base runner since the first inning.
Really nice job of two-strike hitting in that at-bat. Just a cookie down the middle. I mean, those are the ones you dream about. Ones in the cage, you're just hoping you get in the ball game. Right down the middle, not a whole lot of velocity, right on top of it.
Hey!
Well, here's a good opportunity in this inning to get on the scoreboard after that leadoff hit, and hardly order coming up right behind them. This is where they need to get going.
Late swing, foul to the left.
Some real good life going through the zone on that one.
Misses.
Nope.
And that's ball one.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Herrera gets his lead at first. Nobody out. Fights that one away. Still 1-2. On the ground, right side, and foul ball.
A little early on that fastball. The pitcher taking a note. Look for an off-speed pitch on this next one.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. On a line out towards center. He makes the grab.
Not fooled at all right there. He was clearly all over it, but sometimes you hit it too hard and right at someone. You're looking for one of those bloop hits to get a knock sometimes.
1 out man at first. Now up the Cardinals number 4 hitter, Jordan Walker. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. Pitch misses there, and that is ball 1. The 1-1 is fouled off.
Let's go, Jordan.
Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Picks up strikeout number 7.
Quite the start to this game on the mound. Looking very dangerous to these hitters. 7 punch-outs already. So this lineup hasn't had much success trying to figure him out. I'm impressed with what we're seeing here.
Nope. Ball 1.
Gotta be
that's
real
off the plate.
careful here. 2-0. He's hunting for his pitch.
Next offering is fouled back. The Dodgers leading by 4. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. And it's fouled away.
Really great change of speeds. He goes off the off speed to the fastball, and the hitter doesn't know what's coming next.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. And down on strikes. 3rd out, and that ends the frame. So 1 left for the Cardinals. They're on the short end of a 4-0 score. Back here in St. Louis, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Freddie Freeman. In the air, left field. Church turns to the right on the move. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. That one fouled off. The 0-1. Out to short. Win. High throw to first, and he can't reach it. Around first and hustling for second, and he'll reach second with 1 away.
That's a case where he just pushed the throw a little bit, didn't stay on top of it, didn't find the release point, and it gave him no chance at first base to come down with it. I know he won't be happy with himself on that one.
Here comes the manager out of the Cardinals dugout, and he'll make a move to the pen. Michael McGreevy gives way, and the home run really bit him today as he exits on the hook for the loss. New arm coming on after the break.
Now pitching.
George
for the
Soriano
Cardinals.
on to pitch out of the pen
Number
here.
65.
He's been so good against lefties.
George Soriano.
Kyle Tucker steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Swing and a miss, strike one. One out and a runner at second, and we're at the top of the fifth. Ripped on a line to center. And there are two outs.
Up next for the Dodgers, third baseman Max Muncy.
Foul ball.
Ball, that's in.
Crushed to right. This one's got a chance. Out of here. Home run. Another homer. His second homer of the night, and they add a pair. It's 6-0.
Now he's just showing off out there, and who can blame him with a swing like that? Give that man a bat, watch it go a long way. Well, Boog, when you've got power like he does, hitting 2 home runs in the same game feels very doable. Dialed in and making the most of every swing out there.
So 2 down. The batter now will be Will Smith. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
Smoked into left, base hit. Throw stops the lead runner at second. 2 on and 2 out.
Up next for the Dodgers, left
Alex
fielder,
Call
Alex
will hit
Call.
next. 1 for 2. On a line. Base hit into the outfield. Runner from second scores as they add on. It's an RBI single. It's 7-0.
Up next for the Dodgers, second baseman Alex Peter.
Swing and a ground ball. That's the 3rd out. Inning over. Home half of the 5th coming up. It's the Dodgers 7 and the Cardinals nothing. We head to the bottom of the 5th, and stepping in for the Cardinals, Mason Wynn.
Mason Wynn. Now pitching for the
New
Dodgers,
arm out of the bullpen,
number
Alex
51.
Vesia.
Alex
Still
Vesia.
pretty early in the ball game, so this bullpen has some work ahead of them. Best case scenario might be if he can come in here and get several quick outs, kind of bridge the gap that starter left for him. You know, these Cards just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group.
Ball, that's
And on the
down.
mound, you know confidence has to be pretty high with all of the swings and misses. He's had them eaten out of the palm of his hand pretty much all game.
Got him. 1 out.
Up next for the Cardinals, left fielder Nathan Scherr.
A swing and a miss, and that's strike one. In there at the knees. No balls, 2 strikes. Makes the catch for the second out.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
In the air out to center. Pajes on his way over. Brings it in with a nice running grab. And that will end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Cardinals. They continue to trail 7-0. Welcome back. A few highlights to help tell the story of the game. So now here's the DH, Shohei Otani.
Shohei Otani.
And first offering is fouled off.
You know, these Dodgers, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. They have 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet so far,
inside.
and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well.
On the ground, right side. Tosses to first. Leadoff man retired in the 6th.
And on the mound, they can't be feeling too comfortable either. With the way these guys are hitting the baseball, it makes it harder to come into the strike zone for fear of getting hit hard.
Come on, George.
Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Up next for the Dodgers.
Andy Pajes getting ready to hit. 0 for 3 in this one. And first offering is fouled off.
Let's go, George.
Well, this is a good time to step out of the box, take a deep breath, reset. A couple of change-ups. Probably won't see another one here.
Battling here as he fouls it away. The Dodgers up big in this one, and we're the top half of the 6th. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on a slider, and there's 2 gone.
You know, Boog, you often think of sliders more for that horizontal movement, but most of the good ones have both vertical depth and that horizontal movement, and that's what we saw right there. Good drop on the break and got him to swing over the top.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. George Soriano is done. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Now pitching.
Justin Brule gets handed the rock out of the pen.
Well, he's been excellent against left-handed hitters this year, and that's his first test. This looks like a good move to the pen in terms of the matchup.
Let's go, Cardinals. Let's go, Justin.
Gets him to chase after that one.
Well, strike one is so critical in a bat like this with a real threat at the plate looking to do damage.
Lifted in the air, right center field. Scott gets under it. And that is that. So the Dodgers leave one, but they're still in control. It's 7-0. Bottom of the 6th inning, and stepping in for the Cardinals, Victor Scott.
If there's nobody on in front of him, you know, a single for him many times is a double. This guy is off to the races, ready to steal a bag when he's on first base.
0-1. Swing and a miss. There's that changeup.
Sold it really well with the arm speed. Swung underneath it, so a changeup that stayed a little bit more on plane than what he was anticipating.
Gets down, base hit. And a man aboard.
Up next for the Cardinals, second baseman, J.J. Weatherhold.
Scott gets his lead at first with nobody out.
Let's go, St. Louis. Come on, St. Louis. Woohoo!
Oh, and they're going to tag the pitcher with a pitch clock violation. That's an automatic ball. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. And a ball and 2 strikes. Down on strikes, looking for the second straight plate appearance. Weatherhold thought that one missed, and here comes a challenge. So the call will stand. Still one challenge left for them. One out man at first. Ivan Herrera now at the plate. He's a catcher by trade, but the DH here in this one.
Not what he's looking for there in the 0-0 count. Looks like he wants the ball down in the zone.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of the stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts, so they haven't been able to move that runner up, get him into scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I tell you, good job so far on the mound. He just needs one more out.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
Well, this looks like it's going to be a wasted opportunity. It's frustrating when you get the leadoff man on, but you can't get him into scoring position. They're going to need a big knock. Try to put something up on the board.
0-2 now. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today. The Cards leave one. Not going their way. It's 7-0. Back here at Busch Stadium, their offense has produced a lot of hits so far, as we see from the spray chart.
Yeah, it looks like they've been spreading it out pretty well in this one, Boog. Spraying the ball all over the yard. Good team effort at the dish.
Out towards right center field. Scott under it. And there's one down.
Up next for the Dodgers, catcher Will Smith.
There's a swing and a drive. And foul ball. That one lifted to left. Church settles under this one. Out number 2.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
This one in the air right field. And that one hops the wall. And he's got a double, his 4th hit.
Clearly seeing the ball very well in this one.
Alex Call steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Swing and a pop-up. And that is that. One left for L.A., and they hold a 7-0 lead. Well, this game isn't very close, Singy. Let's see if we got any messages from those tuning in today.
I know we got some good stuff in there.
Singy, did anybody ever give you the silent treatment?
I don't remember that they did. I think they were pretty cool with me in terms of celebrating my rookie year. First home run came in Anaheim against the Angels. And I always love to watch now, though, especially when that player is unsuspecting. You know, some guys, they've been around long enough to know there's a good chance I'm going to get the silent treatment. But when that player's maybe been grinding it out for a little while and finally gets that home run, is expecting the big lift coming into the dugout, and they just stonewall him, it's awesome.
Here we go, Nolan. Every once in a while, they'll work that same trick on a veteran player. If, say, he's been cold or hasn't hit a home run in a long time. And that's always fun when you don't see it come. At all, and everybody in the dugout goes crickets on him.
Yeah, and that veteran player's usually got a response for those individuals with one of the other hands.
He hauls it in, 2 away. That was your worst start one year. Didn't you start like 3 for 33 or something?
Oh, it was awesome. It was, I mean, it was awful. Not awesome. It was awesome.
Not so awesome.
It was awesome for pitchers facing me, but it was awful for me. It sounded like some type of deal at a fast food restaurant, like 3 for 33 or something.
Win.
Nope,
In the box for the 3rd time today as he takes that one off the plate.
Struggled a little
that
bit
pitch
in
is out.
this one. Couple of strikeouts earlier, but doing a much better job in this at bat to get ahead and find a good hitter's count at 2-0.
Two down, nobody on. Fly ball down the line. That one is foul, and he'll see another. 2 down, nobody on. Here, the bottom of the 7th. Got him looking for the K. That was pretty nasty. It's the Dodgers 7 and the Cardinals nothing. Back here in St. Louis and at the plate for the Dodgers, Alex Freeland. This one in the air center field. Scott under it. 1 away.
Up next for the Dodgers, the designated hitter, Shohei Otani.
Line to right center field. That's a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
Oh, this has been a really nice game at the plate for him. He looks locked in. Even with the pitch on the outside part of the plate, he still pulled that one into the outfield. And the defense was ready for it with the shift, but no one could come up with it.
Freddie Freeman up to the dish. Swing and a ball lined out towards center. 2 away down.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
Line drive, and this might be trouble. Here's Otani flying around third. The relay to the plate. He'll score easily. It's 8-0.
Comes through with the RBI. When you connect and it jumps off your bat like that, you're thinking double at the very least. Put a great swing on it, and man, he wasn't fooled at all.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Kyle Tucker. Up the middle, dives, and he can't hang on. The throw comes in too late, and now they have runners at the corners.
Up next for the Dodgers, third baseman, Max Muncy.
Tap foul at the plate. Traffic on the bases with one already in, and we're in the top of the 8th. Foul ball there. Now there's a bullet down the line. Can't reach it. This should score at least one. One run across. Here's Tucker on his way to the plate. The relay, and he's out. Cut down, and that ends the inning. Last half of the 8th coming up. It's the Dodgers 9 and the Cardinals nothing. Back here in St. Louis, on to the bottom of the 8th. Nathan Church digs in now. Pitching change here, Will Klein. Hasn't pitched in the last 3 days. Check swing, and he went 0-1. That one fouled off. Foul ball. It stays 0-2.
Man, he'd like to have that pitch back.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Now one away.
That right there is one of those breaking balls that you swing through and you feel like you should have done something with it or at least spoiled it away. But when it's breaking in on you like that, if the spin is tight enough, it can actually tie you up.
Inside, just missed. Chop left side. And that's just foul. The 1-1.
Last couple of pitches breaking balls away. I think he's going to have to come firm inside to be able to open up that location if he wants to go back there later in this count.
The next pitch misses. 3 balls and a strike. The Dodgers up big in this one. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning.
That was straight queso right there.
Here comes a 3-2. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Coming out of the bullpen and throwing BBs.
Very strong coming out of the pen so far as he punches out the first two batters he's faced in this one, getting straight to work. Man, it's talked about a lot, but relievers are just so electric these days. These aren't fun at bats if you're a hitter. I'm so glad I'm retired.
Scott stands in now and watches strike one. Comes up empty. Popped up to the left into foul ground. Muncy towards the line, looking up, makes a one-handed catch. Redbirds down quietly. Steep hill to climb. It's a 9-0 deficit. Back here at Busch Stadium, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Will Smith.
Come on, Justin.
On the ground, out to short. Win. On to first. One pitch and one out.
Up next for the Dodgers, shortstop, Sung Kim.
Ball one.
Come on, St. Louis.
Ground ball right side. He takes it on his own. He's out.
Up next for the Dodgers, left fielder, Alex Call.
Now the left fielder, Alex Call.
All right, Cardinals.
That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Two down, nobody on. Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. And that is that. Dodgers down in order, but they still hold a 9-0 lead. Back here in St. Louis, and here's the St. Louis leadoff man, J.J. Weatherholt.
Weatherholt.
There's the strike. And that one fouled off. Goes down looking.
Well, he's going to have some thinking to do when he leaves the ballpark after this one. That was his third strikeout, and this one looking, obviously, so he's been a little overmatched. He's got to find a way just to be more competitive up there at the plate. Probably the best one we have seen. Throwing it where he wanted to, have a nice tight spin to it, and a teaser just off the edge of the plate.
One down, base is empty here in the ninth. Swing and a miss. And they're down to their last out.
Well, anytime you can punch out the top two guys in a lineup to start an inning, got to be feeling pretty good out there on the mound, because when you think of just having a distraction, table setters on the base paths, and all of a sudden you're dealing with the #3 hitter, any distraction can cause you to serve up a cookie, and instead of it being a solo shot, it's a 2 or 3 run homer.
Burleson, the next to hit, takes ball one.
Ball two.
Two down, nobody on. We're in the last half of the ninth inning. Slashes this one, and it could be trouble. Now he'll turn for second. And that's a double.
Up next for the Cardinals, right fielder, Jordan Walker.
Ground ball, and this should do it. Throw to first, ball game. And the Dodgers slugged their way to a win in this one.
Well, when you win by 9 runs, you have plenty of insurance runs. It's a huge confidence boost when you can just put that many runs up on the board. And I'll tell you what, the next game starter is saying, hey, I hope you all save some runs for me. I want to get a win as well.
9-0 your final in this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long